Hooray for Oktoberfest! Coming up. Could be called Septemberfest, am I right? Hello, everybody. It is Thursday night. I did look at I looked at a table of contents for a guide just to see how far along I actually was, and discovered I am far, far closer to the end than I realized. So with that said, we're like waiting for this thing to get fixed, I guess. I don't know how exactly that works. The Millennium Falcon, the Millennium Space Dick Falcon.
It's funny, isn't it?
He says with tears streaming down his face.
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis?
So we're leaving this planet. This planet is fucked.
Sort of
we're
thing I
gone.
was
We're
rebelling
out of here.
against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way
Poodles
we can talk them
in
into
space!
leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and
How you doing,
natural
Brid?
that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
So I wonder.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman
Got
is
important
somewhere
stuff
on
done today.
Lenegis.
Feeling good about it. Awesome.
And wherever she is, we should
I
find
am
them
glad
in
to hear it.
Asalma, too.
Important stuff is important.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
Who doesn't like a good space hoodle?
Where? Shion?
Oh no, she's in a box! Quick, get her out! Fucking A, it's gonna do one of these stupid ass things where I have to talk to lots of people
Where
again.
did Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? She's not over there.
She
Where did
literally.
she run off to? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why?
So the story goes something like this.
Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns.
There were these 5
You can really do that?
Pokeballs of Destiny. but there are actually 6 Pokeballs of Destiny. Now, once you bring all 6 Pokeballs of Destiny together, they become the Master Ball of Destiny. But these 2 people, the Sovereign and the Maiden, are required in order to complete this ceremony.
Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
Poodles in space! How you doing, Visual? He's like, why you point gun at me?
Let you.
He cries.
I mean it.
Good evening. No, there
refuse
was
to let
buttons
you.
to push before the stream started, and there will be buttons to
won't
push
tell
during
you
break,
again.
but not during the actual gameplay.
Move or I'll shoot.
If that's
It's
the
things
case,
to do while on break.
Then go ahead and shoot me!
It drives cats wild. You know, I don't think I've ever actually seen that word used before. Overwrought. Gun does definitely look 3D printed, doesn't it? You missed it. You had 20 minutes. We played songs. It was great.
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
She's not. We've seen her die in battle.
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
Which apparently was in every
Can't
fight
die
that she
before
died
your
in.
death.
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself,
This plot
I
hasn't
know
been the
it's not.
best, but whatever. It's been a
Yeah,
fun
but
game. And it has Hoodle.
Wait, the whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
Wait, has this been a
if I burn
whole
away what's inside,
this whole game has been a
Then what will
plot
happen
for
to the
her, has
rest
been
of
like
me?
the worst suicide plan ever made.
right. Either way you look at
The
it,
Hoodles
I'm
are on
going
their
to die.
heads.
But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least
They're
take my
little
thorns
owls.
out with me. That's what I've been after
They're
this whole
adorable.
time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't
The
it?
Hoodle Inquisition has started. She must answer questions.
And while we've all been fighting to keep on
Who
living,
are you?
you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad you cured your depression.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you.
That's why he's crying.
There's
See,
still time to-
look at his face.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness
Who
won't just consume
does
me.
number 2 work
truth
for?
is-
Exactly. You got it before.
It will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first. But ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize
A lot of
my
Hooters.
powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lennox.
Okay, Sinistral, since I
When the
can't
wedge
press
fell.
the new button now, I'm going to have ChatGPT spam some new button
Every
ideas
day,
for your Twitch
I feel
stream.
the thorn's power
Here are
growing
some fun
stronger
and engaging incentives: dance party, trigger an on-screen animation where colorful disco lights fill the stream, and a catchy dance tune plays in the background. Confetti explosion, make virtual confetti rain down on the stream overlay, creating a festive atmosphere for celebratory moments.
All right, all right, all right.
Voice changer. Apply a random voice changer effect to the streamer's voice for a certain duration, resulting in hilarious and unexpected vocal transformations. Emote rain. Shower the stream chat with a deluge of emotes for a limited time, creating a visually exciting experience. Streamer switch. Swap the faces of the streamer and a co-host or a well-known guest on the stream temporarily, leading to comical situations.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm liking where these are going.
Meme generator. Display a random meme from a collection on the screen, generating laughter and amusement among viewers. Quiz time. Initiate a quick trivia quiz with multiple choice questions related to the game being played or popular culture, where viewers can participate and win virtual points or rewards. Spin the wheel. Spin a digital wheel filled with various challenges, dares, or rewards, and let fate decide what happens next on the stream.
Oh my god, listen. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Oh, these fucking creatures throwing around at me. Go a dick, Link.
Jukebox. Grant viewers the ability to suggest and vote on songs to play in the background, creating a collaborative and diverse playlist for the stream. Instant replay. Enable viewers to trigger an instant replay of the streamer's most epic or funny moments, ensuring no exciting moment is missed. GIF bombs. Let viewers send GIFs that appear on the stream overlay, turning the screen
Oh
into
my
a
God.
dynamic and interactive experience.
You know, I'd like to respond to some of these.
Random fact. Show interesting and bizarre facts about the game, the streamer, or anything else, keeping the audience entertained between gameplay sessions. Streamer challenge. Allow viewers to propose amusing challenges for the streamer to undertake, such as using quirky control setups or completing specific in-game objectives. Mystery box. Reveal a virtual mystery box on the screen that contains surprise rewards or challenges, creating suspense and excitement for viewers.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for the bits. So the dance party thing is actually coming. It's just in a list of priorities that I am working on. I have to finish my alerts first, okay? Let's see here. Confetti explosion. Again, an excellent idea. But and I have to have the confetti video to play. And that's not a problem. I just have to find one, basically. Let's see here. Voice changer, again. So, something I have thought of. But I have to have software to do it. And it's another component to add into the mix. So, probably in the future. Emote rain I thought about doing, but I don't know where you would get the ability. I have to figure out how to do that. I've thought about doing it. Streamer switch I just don't think this computer has the power to do. That's a lot. Let's see here. Meme generator could be something that might be funny. Like have like That should be doable, I'm pretty sure. Quiz time, I don't know how it would get the questions, where it would get the questions from. Castlevania, yeah, yes, that's Castlevania. No, it was actually called Akumajo Dracula, which is like Castle Dracula, something like that, like Demon Castle Dracula. I think Dracula 2. I think there was a different game that's Dracula 2. 3 was Akumajo Densetsu, which is like Legend of the Demon Castle or something like that. Random fact. The mystery box. I have thought about, like, okay, so I'd have to get enough hats, but I thought about doing like the Mario Kart like power up thing where it's like and it like shows a new hat to wear and it's random. No, some of those I've thought of. All right, you want to play with do you want to play with the ocarina, Tetra? Is that what you really want? You want me to go on break? I'll go on break. I'll go on break right now. But if I go on break and I turn this thing on, you better go crazy with it. All right, you guys can play some more at the next break.
Inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You
Yeah,
planned
it should have
to find the
recognized.
Renaissance on your
So it's
own
supposed to
and
recognize the
sacrifice
Majora's
yourself
Mask
to stop
songs.
the
Well, I did
gods.
not write this. This is not mine.
That's
This is from a streamer named
too
Nutty
much.
who came up with
It's way
this,
too much.
and yeah, it's pretty
when this all
spectacular.
began, I
It
didn't
totally
care what
plugs
happened to
right
me
into
or anyone
OBS
else.
and
And
StreamerBot.
what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way. Elvin?
That might not have been the best move.
Dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Elvin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. Fight until the end together.
I was thinking melodramatic.
Isn't that
They
what you
mean the
said to
same
me
thing.
before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it
And
with all
my
of my heart when I
axe.
told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys.
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope. Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegus and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible.
This song? I have no
Though
idea
I
what song
suspect
this
the
is.
nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
They're playing a song because this is an anime.
So be it.
Come on, haven't.
We've already lost
This is
everything I
season
had once,
2
and I won't let it happen again.
of Tales of Arise. Come on, visual. Did you catch the season 1 finale?
No matter what happens from now on. We're right here.
Except they didn't have enough money for a full season, so it's like a movie or a
We're
3-part
not
OVA that they released straight to.
Another sinner has joined our ranks.
Hey, thanks for the follow. Followers are completely anonymous to protect the
So
simple.
stubborn.
If you'd like to say hello in chat, feel free to do so. If not, enjoy your lurk.
Thank you, everyone. For right now, in a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all,
This is
more
not
than
that
anything
unbelievable.
else,
Come on.
I
Final
wanna be
Fantasy
with
has been
all
doing
of
this
you.
for years. There's Kingdom Hearts.
So let's go.
How
On
much
to
how
Lenegus.
much music has Utada produced for Square Enix? Come on. You've never played a Final Fantasy with vocals? Yeah, the image songs like that start in 8. Yeah, see, it's gonna do that thing where we have to talk to everybody again.
The end of the world.
Please talk to us about
It's hard
how
to
you
believe,
are
isn't it?
apprehensive about us going to space.
I believe
and
Shion is telling the truth.
have emotions.
What
Game.
about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No,
7
I
or
understand.
8, 9, 10
Even Shion doesn't seem to
all
know
had
exactly what will happen to
image
bring it all
songs
about.
like that.
We have so many pieces of the
10
puzzle in
2
our
was
hands.
all about
so many
music.
clues. Yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all.
Yeah, I think that's...
You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right.
Yeah,
And from
they
that, we're
literally
able to
they are a
hypothesize how
band.
Vast concentrations of
the
astral energy
beginning-
can become sentient.
At the beginning of the game, they're a
Let's
band.
return to when we found Shion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would
It
normally have
opens with a
inside them.
gigantic musical number.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
There's something about this dialogue you hate? Yeah, I'm not crazy about it either. And yet, all these stars, I have to watch all of these in order to progress the story. It's done this to me now
How you
3 or
holding up?
4 times, and these
Who, me?
just, like, are a
Yes,
slog to
you.
get through.
You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that
Also,
kind
notice
of
the
pain,
the
doesn't mean
tasteful
Shion
ass
wants to
shot
have
for
to see
those
you
of
get
you out
hurt by
there
her
who
thorns,
enjoy
you know?
looking at female asses.
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious.
It's a me.
You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the
Asses are
kind
called
of
Jennies.
everyday things we all
If
take
that's
for
a joke,
granted.
I don't know that joke.
That's not right.
I don't know the reference.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed.
Just
It's like
literally
more
true.
and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
Next. Talk to you.
Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know?
Oh, like donkeys. I get
But
it.
it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she
I
felt like she had
understand.
to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I feel like
She
we need
was
to like
so
count the
alone this
hoodles in
entire
these
time.
scenes.
How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into
Hoodles
our
like,
lives.
hey, I'm back
I
here.
hope Shion's able to do
Hey.
that one day too.
Hey, notice me.
No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her, no matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle.
It's the power of
Shion,
friendship.
the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
Yeah,
I know.
listen, if
No
Hoodle had
one
been
will
an actual
forget.
party member, the
Hey,
game wouldn't be able to
you're the
handle it.
expert on what my
Because
dad
that
would
would be,
say.
he would become the party
Do
leader.
you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
What we need is we need like a
Zephyr,
Hoodles
don't think
dungeon.
that
Like
he'd
there was a
have that much
Chocobo's
to say, to
dungeon
be
where
honest.
Hoodle
You're
goes
your
out on a
own
little
man now,
adventure.
Law. And you've
It's just
already
an
made up your
adorable
own
little
mind
game.
about
That's
what
what
you
we
want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah,
Name
I think it is.
one RPG that has actually done that. Sona? Who the hell is the Monty Mole character? Again, who is the Monty Mole character? Morgana? No, that's just... That's...
Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause
Morgana's
nothing but
annoying,
worry.
absolutely, but the dog.
As much as
You
I
just-
try to look
They're
like
called
I have things under
mascots,
control,
okay? Monty Mole was not the
everyone still
mascot of the
worries about
fucking
me.
series, okay? If you just said Yoshi, I would have absolutely
the only
understood
one.
what you meant. But no. You chose random Danny DeVito looking enemy.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
I was really thinking like short, stout, and ugly.
That's okay.
Not
It
that
came
Danny
so
DeVito
naturally
isn't
to you, I'm
amazingly
not surprised
talented,
you forgot.
but the man is quite homely.
I was different back then. The
No,
Daemons
he's
were
not.
even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people.
But I also think
Then,
Moogles are kind of silly,
everyone
so,
else started to call me their friend too.
And
To
Mayo
think
is
of me as
amazing.
their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that.
Would you all like to
Don't
know
worry.
the origin of the Mayo story? The Mayo jokes? That's a thing I can provide. That is a thing I should definitely be able to provide. Hold on, I said I could provide it. No, I'm not going to be able to provide it. Hold on, 1 second here. Brid should remember that day well. Brid was there for Brid was there for that villain origin story. There. Here you go, everybody. Here's the origin of all the Mayo jokes.
It's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
Okay, cool. We got a party back. Yeah, we can proceed now. We are just over 12 minutes away from Ocarina
Everyone
time.
well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegus.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better
As well,
hold
it's honestly
together
one of my
once we're
favorite
up in the
clips. Not
air.
gonna lie.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
Why are we have
like
Back
it.
to the Future
Sounds
music
perfect
playing?
for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegus and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
There we go. Hoodles in space, everybody. We've done it.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
Actually, correction. It
From
looks
up
more like a
here,
PNG
all the
file.
struggles we've been through
They've
feel
simply
so
placed in the background.
insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective.
You know, there's actually a phenomenon
makes
that they
the
talk
differences
about
between the
where
Renans and the
people
Danans
who
feel
have left
pretty
the
small
atmosphere
too,
and have
huh?
seen the planet from space have a
How
much,
much longer
like,
until we reach
it like
Lenegus?
causes like an
There are
awareness
better ways to
change
use your
in
time
them.
than napping. We should take a
It's-
moment
and they've
to
actually got a
familiarize
psychological
ourselves with
term
the
for it. I
facilities
can't
on
remember what it
board
was, but
before arrival.
it's a very
Good
few
idea.
people that have
The
done it.
starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Oh my fucking
Everything
no!
okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different.
And we've still
Like
got the
in a bad
fucking
way different?
Back to the Future music.
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
Jesus Christ.
There's something.
This is not cool. Give me two of these back to back.
You okay?
Actually,
Glad.
How'd you like to be the astronaut that clogs the toilet on the International Space Station? Can you imagine the problems that would be?
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon.
before we...
I didn't say I would like to be. I said, how would you like to be? Don't go slightly altering words that came out of my mouth, Brid, okay?
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegus's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone
Maybe
realizes
there's
that
only
we're
like
here?
5 Renans alive yet. That's the thing. Like
We may
they've
not
been
have
slowly
received a
dying
royal
off.
welcome, but I doubt
So
our
we've just
entrance
got
went
the
unnoticed.
the 2
let
bosses
your
and
guard
then
down.
it's game over.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right?
Excuse me, I'm
and if
sorry
we're
that I keep
lucky,
yawning and I'm
the
not sure
Renaissance
why.
Too. Any
Definitely not
idea
'cause
where
I'm
we
tired.
should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegus would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegus changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Hey, it's me, your old friend from high school.
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
How did they not hear that the moon that they are on turned into
Someone
a
you
giant
know?
fucking space station
An old friend.
and shot the planet?
Hey,
Like, they would
Dohalim,
have had to have seen
Don't
something.
tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself, okay, Doe?
All right, we are taking a quick
So
break.
who's Faria?
Oh, taking a quick break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Enjoy the ocarina. Have some fun. Hold on. What's happening? I'm gonna have to exit the bot and come back. We'll be right back. Got it. Sorry, we'll actually take a break here. Gotta get the plot back up to do it. Not sure what happened there. All of a sudden I had a bunch of items in the queue. So, fun fact, I tried to move that because I wanted to get it up and out of the way. Like, I realized that, I've been working really hard behind the scenes. I know that sounds silly because I'm just moving around windows on a computer, but I've been redesigning my layouts in OBS, and I realized that somehow I ended up with 2 copies of the ocarina on the screen in different layers. So I have to figure that out. Anyway. Who's Faria? No, by all means, visual, please. Interrupt away. I was gonna move the ocarina up into the empty space so that way it didn't block Makaba. It's a caption on my screen. I don't know. Oh, so who's Faria? Gotcha. Well, let's find out together, shall we?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about
Oh
what's
my
going on
God,
up here in their
visual.
own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
That does not
We need
make
more information.
a single
Let's talk
enemy
to the citizens. See what we can
of
find
Mario
out.
Brothers.
While we're at it, we
A
could ask them
mascot.
about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the
Just
way
an
to
enemy.
the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danings poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two.
Well, weren't...
The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
Yeah, I mean,
I shall
so
explain
that
it
doesn't
away by
surprise me at
saying
all
I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
that they would bring things in line because they were just basically like small versions. Yeah, that's nice. You're healing somebody. Cool. It's the definition of
Oh,
meth.
dear
No,
me.
it's not.
What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just
called cleaning
look
up
at
your
the state
brand.
of our city. Even the Zugals have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know.
Poodle is a mascot.
We have no choice but to grin and bear it.
Poodle is also an icon.
But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
He said duty.
As your lordship wishes. First, Lenegis mutates beyond recognition. Now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Zelda's Lullaby, up right left Epona's song, up left right Saria's song, down right left Sun's song, right down up Song of Time, right A down Song of Storms, A down up Minuet of Forest, A up left right Bolero of Fire, down A down right Serenade of Water, a right down Nocturne of Shadow, left right a Prelude of Light, up down.
That is a handy list of songs, thank you. But I don't think it includes the ocarina songs from Majora's Mask, does it? So it is incomplete at best.
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
Lady in red.
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that.
Yes, I'm sorry, that was off key, I
imagine
know.
she'd stand out somewhat,
That was
too.
intentional.
Yeah. What about down on Dana
You're
during the
welcome.
crown contest?
It's a little gift
You
from
didn't
me
see
to
anyone
you.
like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
By the way, just a reminder, this Sunday there will
Never
not be a
mind.
stream.
Forget
It
I
is
asked.
tabletop
Sorry
night.
to take up your time. Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Yeah, she's definitely the white mage of the party.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
Keep in mind, there were other
suppose
instruments
the
besides the
sovereign knows
ocarina
best.
in Majora's Mask, so not all
I
of the
daren't
songs
stay here too
were
long, though.
ocarina songs.
A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before
I
I
think it'd be
outstay my
interesting to
welcome.
see if you could make it
I
switch
was hoping to avoid it,
instruments.
but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renin, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city.
Find the entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
With nobody left to run the show, I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renin homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renin society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see.
I feel like they didn't think the society out well.
Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renins in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives?
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals?
I'm tired of talking
Every
to
lord
people.
in their household, and luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which...
People not travel? Apparently not. Apparently only the lords travel.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Seems like
Indeed.
an optional
The
thing.
effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
What's this thing?
Oh, grape jelly, dude. What are you thinking for final boss? I'm thinking I will murder them. That's the plan. I'm going to stab them a few times. Probably magic them a little.
Doe?
Ray.
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already.
Like,
Nothing to
thanks,
say?
Mom.
Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course.
It's been going for like a decade.
Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't
7 years,
changed
there you
one
go.
bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
It's really funny because
If
they
killing
said
me will
Doe,
bring
and
you
then
peace,
I said
then so be it.
Ray, you said me, and then they
Dohalim,
went
What the
Faria.
hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish
I
what
would have
came
also
to do.
accepted Doe,
Then you have my
dear.
word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die.
They've been doing
No
this
wonder you leave
contest
it to someone
repeatedly.
else.
Like, for whatever reason, like, the
You're
contest,
just a coward!
the contest results in a new, like, ruler. And so that ruler rules, and then for some reason they do another contest 10 years later. And I don't... Oh, hello.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made
We don't
were
know.
not my
We don't know
first.
what's going
It may
on.
not be my
Exactly.
last. I will
That's
say
one
no
of the
more.
things that they haven't really like
Did you mean
explained.
what you said? About letting her
And for
take your
some
life if she wanted
reason,
to?
it's not just
She
enough
has
to
more
complete
right
the
to my
crown. So
life
the
than
idea was
anyone.
they would get the crown
you can't
competition
just-
completed, and then the five
Whatever happens,
five
I have sworn to
Pokeballs
put
of
an end to the
Destiny would
crown
return,
contest,
and then
to
they would
ensure
summon
continued
the Master
coexistence
Ball
in
of Destiny,
Menancia.
right? But now
I
we
have no
found out
intention
they
of
need 2
expiring before I
Danons
do
with
so.
special properties
There
to
are far
complete
too
the
many
ritual,
questions I still seek answers
of which
to.
the Maiden and the
Besides,
Sovereign are
you have
parts.
just as
But
much
like,
reason to
I
kill
still
me as
don't
she does.
understand who the fucking.
Dohalim.
Still don't understand what all this means,
Forgive
and
me.
they're talking
Some
a bunch
things are
of
best
shit
left
about
unsaid.
like his role in starting it all up, but it's like, get to the meat of the fucking matter already. Good God. We're in like the second to last chapter of the game, and they're still beating around the bush, and it's like, fucking A, man. I feel like the heavy beats of the story should have been figured out by now, and we should just be making like just tremendous strides towards the end. But so far, these city blocks have been nothing but like basically hallways for which we are like subjected to continual linear cutscenes.
What's this thing?
It's called tofu. That's the word said on the screen. Come on, man. Can't you read? Illiteracy is no joke. Could not have said that. See, there was only one path that I could have taken there to get from point A to point B, and coming out of the door, immediate cutscene. So it's like,
Wow, this place is
basically
beautiful.
just a this is
Yeah.
this is Final
Must
Fantasy
be some
13
sort of
right
rest
now
and
is what it
leisure
is.
area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together.
Oh, that's why his name starts with Do
Avakir,
and hers starts with Fa.
Faria,
It is
and
musical.
Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower class upbringing,
Wait, really?
she possesses
Where
a
did you pick that
tremendous
up?
talent for music. Entranced by
Wikipedia?
her playing,
Something.
I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority.
I mean, that kind of feels like that.
introduced her
Honestly,
to
you
Tarnigan,
could very well be
Avakir.
right.
It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music.
I don't know.
With no care for
We have
social
no
standing.
insight into that
Only
whatsoever.
the next song.
They've given
the
us
next
no
melody.
vision into like Renan society, except for these lords that came down to the planet and started murdering people
A
to
friendship
to
based
win a
on
contest.
mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began.
I still
After
think
that,
she's a clone. I really do.
Tarnigan and I became fierce
Because
competitors
they have
for
this
the
whole
position of
lab
Lord.
set up to like to create
Tarnigan had fallen
to
for
basically.
Faria.
They talked about
Becoming
how
Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her
Alphen was
humble
like their
origins
their
and raise
best
her to the
creation.
highest echelons of society.
So I have to
But
imagine
fate
that
was not
Shion is
so
just a clone.
benevolent.
What happened?
I'm still sticking to that theory.
Tarnigan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right.
See, she was moved
What
to
other
tears.
lord would have treated me
by
as
that
you
story.
did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
It's pretty
Frank as
weird because
always.
all the other lords besides Shion and Dohalim
I shall do my
basically
best
seem
to
like
heed
they're
your
just
advice.
versions of Homelander in terms of personality, where they'd like stand up on top of a skyscraper and jizz on their fucking on the people down the street. Like, they seem like the absolute worst of
Do you
the
think
worst.
you'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
And then they're like, but wait,
important
there's
to have
actually
someone like
normal
that.
people there that aren't assholes.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
You get the you get the
Alphen.
you get all 6 of the master you
I
get all
never
6 of the balls and you
appreciated
turn them into
until
the master
recently
ball.
just how much you were always there to support me.
That's what the pyramids. They have been collecting all this energy
I can count.
Maybe.
by literally
I
by
still wanted
killing
to say
people.
Thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer.
We're gonna go
over
up here first.
If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
HS? I thought for sure there was an HS. Okay, fine.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
I guess. We have rapigs. They're a combination of rabbit and pig. Don't ask how that crossbreeding took place. Don't want to know. It's been so long since I played that game. Ooh, wait, what? That's the first time I haven't had a straight upgrade in all categories. These are expensive. Holy shit. That's definitely that's a huge upgrade for her. Oh my. That is a terrible sword. Yes. Look at that fucking thing. Look at that thing. Absolutely.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately? This is great.
Nice. Take it. Alright. Let us embark. Let us embark into the question mark.
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
We're gonna end up fighting them, of course.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Ho! I am Lord Dohalim of Helden Menencia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not. If they want to fight, they've got one.
Water, hear my call! Where are you going? I'll finish you here and now! Eagle Fly! Counter Hurricane! You're finished! Eagle Fly! Tear you apart! Do it!
The enemy wields on.
Go for it! Prepare to crumble! Fall back! Sword! Dance in the way, annihilation! Air thrust! Eliminate the storm! Holy glimmer! Swallow damage! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Sighted!
My turn. Right. Rising
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action.
Light astral energy!
Rising Wyvern. Lunar Rondo.
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
I didn't
Those
need it.
soldiers seem different.
Yeah, they weren't.
They weren't in the least bit phased.
Indeed. And yet,
Yeah, we know. We got it. They attacked. Alright. Yeah. We need big kaboomgan. Illuminated grape gel. Oh, wow. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, that's... Okay. Looks like every room is basically just enemies. Got it. Yeah, that definitely seems like what's happening. Oh, we got like... Fukushima Daiichi wolves.
You're finished! Let me see what I can do! Mirage! Radiant light! Here! Take this! Let the market handle this! I'll run you through! Too fast! Stand back! I'll trip it up! Rising Water! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Swallow dance! Here I come! Thrust! Swallow blade! I'll finish you here and now! Mirage! Take this! Now! Yuzora! Go for it! Prepare to crumble! Raging cascade!
That fucking gun is so dumb.
In here! Glacier's field!
Do you require a hand?
You're finished! You're mine! Rising Wyvern! Lunar Rondo! Burn in hell! Now! Lock! Get toasty! Burn strike!
There was some frames on that one.
I'll crush you!
He's gonna crush him, everybody.
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
Maybe.
Brace yourself! This one's tough! Take this!
Illuminate the
Time to cross blade! Rising Wyvern!
Where are you going?
Mirage!
In the wind!
I'll smash you!
Roll now! Here, let me help.
Here I come! Swallow blade!
Thunder field!
Mirage!
Into the shadows!
Thrust! Swallow blade! Take this!
Sweet now. I'll be saving this one.
Eagle fly! Strike! Rising Wyvern!
Raging fire!
Mirage!
In a vine!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Here I come! Rising Wyvern!
Not in your dreams!
Mirage!
That freaking does it!
Here I come! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! You're finished! This one's all Here I come! I owe you one! Stardust! Mirage! I really owe you one! Rising Wyvern! Lunar Rondo! Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno! Here I come! Burn in hell! Swallow blade! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Swallow blade! Slash! Rising Wyvern! Swallow blade! Here I come! I'll tear you apart! You're mine! Come and get it! Mirage! Here I come! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Rising Wyvern! No further! Try harder! Not it's on! Ignite! You're mine! You're finished! Mirage! You're mine! I'll finish you here and now! Here I come! Take this! Mirage! Strike!
Hear my call!
Sword rain outlook! I'll finish you here and now! You're mine! Take this! I'll smash you! Take this! You're finished! Try harder! Not a chance! Rising Wyvern! It's on! Mirage! You picked the wrong fight!
Leave the charges to me!
Mirage! Take this! It's over!
Can't get out of this!
Rising Wyvern! Swallow! Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno! Jump!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
We're still standing. Barely.
We're more than barely standing.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Bring it down! Dance in the wind! I'm the true gunslinger around here.
Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah, and pummeling to me.
Fire the laser spear! Here's evil!
Burn in hell! Here I come!
I'll smash you!
It's over!
Slice!
It's almost too strong!
Split it open!
Be my guest!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Now! You're mine!
Searing flame! Reload!
Rising Wyvern!
I'll use my gale force!
Sword rain out!
Not on my watch! Let the marksman handle this!
Dust to dust!
Finish! It's on! Rising Wyvern!
In a bind?
Mirage! Not today!
Holy water! Hear my call!
Wait now!
Astral energy! Full throttle!
Now! Strike!
Eat this!
Rising Wyvern!
Hear my call!
Mirage!
Tear you apart!
Sword rain alpha!
Eat this!
You're mine! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Not scared! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Luna Rondo! Here I come! It's over! Here I come! First strike! You're done!
Illuminate the
Here I come!
Hear my
It's
call!
over!
Holy
Here,
land!
this one's all mine! In an instant! Impact block!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
I feel like we're getting really good stuff. Good panel. Let's see if we got more skills.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
You've got spirit!
How long are we gonna keep this up for exactly?
Now you'll learn!
See what I can do! It's time!
Shining supernova! You're raging cascade!
I'll tear you apart!
That'll bring you down!
Swallow blade!
Now!
Rising Wyvern!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
Talon sword!
Raging storm! More where that came from! Here I go! Run over! Raging cascade! Seal!
Take this!
I'll be saving forward!
You're finished!
There!
You're mine! Rising Wyvern! Here I come! It's over! Luna Rondo! Mirage!
We're on a roll now!
Rising Wyvern! It's
Here
on!
I go! Redwell! Astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
All right.
Feel my power growing!
We almost missed a chest. I didn't want a short cake recipe. I wanted gear. It's your geek.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand?
I've got a really bad feeling about this. Confiscated. Glacial spear. Pierce evil.
Watch it! Luna Rondo!
I think I'll pass on the answer.
You're finished!
Luna! Astral Tailwind.
Storm!
Radiant
Luna
field.
Rondo!
More for the stockpile. Aerial shadows. Mega ray.
Take this! Strike! Rising Wyvern!
Bronze and red with that
Now you see what I can do!
One more light can do the healing arm.
Now I'm real mad!
charge like
down.
that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Burn! Mega Ray! Rising Wiper! Rising Wiper! Mirage! You're finished! Take this! Rising Wiper! Mirage! Rising Wiper! Mirage! Take it! My turn! First strike! Mirage!
Not on my watch.
Rising Wiper! Mirage! Rising Wiper! Mirage!
Pierce evil.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Anything in armor.
Luna Rondo! Mirage!
All finish you here and now.
I'll burn it all!
Oh, we got the new one again.
Flaming Pillar! Fire! Eat dirt!
I'll smash you.
Here I come! Swallow Blade! Luna Rondo! Stardust!
Annihilation.
Ready to go.
Struck! Try harder!
Pierce
Not
with the
chance.
marksman handle.
I'm not done!
Illuminate the dark. I never miss. Holy glimmer.
Swallow dare.
Take.
Far enough.
You're
I'll
finished!
heal you all.
You're mine! You're finished!
Healing
You're
circle.
mine!
Can't get out of this.
Lightning.
Rising Wiper! It's on!
Astral energy. Dance to the
Rising
wind.
Wiper!
Annihilate now.
Watch this.
I'll be saving
You're
you.
mine!
Annihilate.
Mirage!
Ready.
Try harder!
Off my
Not
kill.
Not today! Rising Wiper!
Spread.
Go away! Mirage!
Not on my watch.
Here I come! First take it!
Shattering
Mirage!
He's in. Attack this freaking dozen. Glimmer Dragon.
Raging storm.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Lightning Thunderblade, everybody.
A hard-won victory.
Ah, boo. I was hoping to just be like, boop, and then run back out.
Rising Wiper!
Healing
Rising Wiper! Mirage! Rising Wiper! I'm not done! Luna Rondo! Stardust! Prepare to be seized! Mirage! You're mine!
I'm on. That freaking does it.
Rising Wiper!
Freaking does it.
Mirage!
Sleep now.
Now you see what I can do.
I'll be saving this place over. Lightning
No
descent.
further.
Watch and thunder.
Rising
See what
Wiper!
happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
No escape! Not today!
Hey! Blow them away!
Here, let me help.
My turn! Rising Wiper! Mirage!
Raging cascade.
Rising Wiper!
Into the shadows.
Mirage!
Arch steel.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Air throw.
Take it! It's over!
Not in your dreams.
Luna Rondo!
Healing circle.
Here I come! Mirage!
Helen Hurricane!
Glacial spear. Pierce the evil. Raging storm.
Now! Here I come!
It's time.
Tunnel.
Eat this!
Lightning annihilation. Thunderblade. Illuminate
Mirage!
the blah,
This
blah,
one's
blah.
all mine! Ignite!
Helen Hurricane! Now I'm in the
Rising
groove.
Wiper!
Bronze and wrench.
Mirage!
Watch and
Take it! Rising Wiper!
annihilation.
Swallow Blade!
That'll bring you down.
Illuminate the
Armor won't save you.
Do it!
Swallow
Shion,
Blade!
astral energy, full throttle!
Dragon down.
Light! Parent
You're mine!
Raging cascade!
Rising Wiper!
Spread!
Mirage!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Searing
Rising Wiper!
I'm on a roll!
Rising Wiper!
Dance in the wind!
Eagle
Air
fly.
thrust!
Rising
Now!
Wiper!
Reply!
Demons descend. Flashing fang.
With this, I can become even stronger!
These fights are so long, each of them.
In a bind. Swallow blade. I'll punch that gun out of your hand. Here I come. Rising Wyvern.
Thunder, not on my watch.
Mirage.
Searing flame.
Rising Wyvern. Mirage.
Illuminate
Here I
the
go.
sword.
Here I go. Enough done. Murderunga.
Dance in the wind.
Lock and load.
Steel. Here's a healing
Fire support. Rising Wyvern. Burn. Rising Wyvern. I can carve through one. Slash.
Now, get toasty.
Bird strike. No chance. Rising Wyvern.
This one's mine.
Mirage.
Raging
Witness
Head.
tear.
Glacial Steel. I'll be saving this one.
Swallow blade. Enough done. Burn it down.
We are
This ends now.
got 3 minutes to go. The next ocarina break, everybody.
Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade.
Dance in the wind.
Dragon
Glacial
shell.
Steel. Here's the evil. I'll be
Eagle
saving
Roll.
this Flame Lancer.
Take this. Mirage.
Radiant Blood. Here.
Do it. Chill.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
I'm practically unstoppable.
Good.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
I see one, eh?
Not on my watch.
Mirage. What is it? Go.
I'll
My
do
shield
wrong.
blade. I won't show you any mercy. The flame inside me is yours to be let free. Rising water.
Need to pull myself together. Mega Ray.
Mirage.
Annihilate. Where are you going?
Mirage.
Radiant Tear.
Rising Wyvern. Mirage. I'm on it.
Towering Hurricane.
Crush.
Mega
Rising
Ray.
Wyvern.
Searing Flame. Reload.
Mirage. You're finished.
Do it.
Chill.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
There.
I'm on it. Through escape. Rising Wyvern.
Air thrust. Holy glimmer. Holy light.
Can't believe I dropped it. I had it. I had it.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Illuminate the night. Only get
Rising
searing
Wyvern.
flame.
Mirage.
Score!
Confiscated.
Rising Wyvern. Mirage.
Flame of fury. Burning. Glacial Steel. Pierce evil.
Mirage.
Freeze
Rising Wyvern.
Field.
Mirage.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after these ads. Thanks for hanging out.
I've used a bit too much healing.
Beam me up. Panfreicht Millgrass. It's gonna be a boss fight. I should have expected this.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Also,
we?
the Forbidden
I thought
Zone
this
in
was
Texas
Sovereign's
is
own-
known as the library.
Alphen.
Am I wrong?
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If
Or are you
Alphen's
saying, oh
presence still
damn, because
opens
you
the
missed
way,
the ocarina?
it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
I mean, the joke works for Florida as well.
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan,
So the
at least you
maiden
got to
has to be
decide.
a Renan?
Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
So this is like some Nephilim shit,
How
right?
can I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway.
Maybe they were like trying to make like a half Renan,
So,
half Danon
What's your name?
person.
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision.
Like when Link gets married, he's like,
Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
yep,
But how is that even possible?
television.
Unless...
Television's how it's
Could
possible.
this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah, it was all just a little sudden, that's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
She's a
Me?
clone. She's a clone.
Even putting
Holy
aside
shit,
the
she's a
question of where
clone.
that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to
So
liberate
free
them
Rena
too,
from
if
the
I can.
Renans.
Which is just another reason I can't afford to
And
shield
free
my
Dana
eyes
from the
the
Renans.
truth.
And then problem
Whether you're
solved.
on Dana or somewhere else.
And
you
then free
always stay
Renans
the
from the
same.
Renans. And Danons
Your
from the Renans.
indignation and righteous passion. Your desire to free and protect. They're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Oh, it's a boss fight.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Oh, hey, look, it's the Darkness Pokeball.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when—
We can talk later. Here it comes!
What? I've never known Faria. Sold Zoogles like that before?
How about with the stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handled the Zoogles. Then we kept some answers.
Get a word! Annihilation! Mega Red! Magic is in! In here!
It's over!
This one's mine.
Lightning Wyvern!
River Dragon!
Flame inside me! Yearn to be let free!
Eagle Assault! Take
Deadly Lance!
Now you see what I can do.
More where that came from!
Here I come!
Pull myself together.
You're on!
Hear my call! Hear my call!
Here I escape!
Hear my
do without this pain. Rising Rider! No way!
Holy clip! Holy land! Healing circle! Don't give up!
Oh, right, she got dropped healing circle.
I'll bring you back
Same.
from death to... Raging Cascade!
Here I come! Rising Rider!
Healing Arc!
Save you! Rising Rider!
I never miss!
Mirage!
Talon Hurricane! Here it goes!
Mirage!
It's weakened!
Rising Rider! This ends now!
Watch this!
Take
Here
this!
I come!
Rising Rider! Mirage!
Air thrust!
This one's all mine!
Healing circle!
You picked the wrong fight! Rising Rider! Mirage!
Eagle
Take
thrust!
this!
Here!
It's over!
Damn it! Lightning Thunderblade! Illuminate the standing
Ah! Rising Rider! Mirage! Sword Rain Alpha!
Hear my call! Talon Hurricane!
Mirage!
Hear me!
Eagle
Rejoice!
Thrust! Run well!
Demons descend!
Flashing Fang!
Lightning! Downfall! Raging
Sword
storm!
Rain Alpha! Coming through!
Did not want to waste that.
Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Downfall! I'm unstoppable!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Carve through one! Rising Rider!
Sleep now.
Mirage!
I'll be safe
Roll
ready.
away!
Here's a healing arc.
Rising Rider! Mirage! Is this it?
Wow, okay.
I could do this all.
This should do it! I'm on it!
Will this help?
I'm on it!
Healing circle.
I owe you one!
Lightning on raging cascade. That'll bring you down.
Mirage! Rising Rider!
Is this it? Don't leave me.
I tried to roll and couldn't roll. I don't understand.
I'll carry you back from death's abyss. Resuscitation. Here, let me help.
I owe you!
Need to pull myself together. I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Rising Wyvern! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Here I come!
I really owe you one.
Rising Wyvern!
Watch this!
Eagle Assault!
Ow.
And I'll burn out!
Champion's ready.
Eat dirt! Swallow dance!
Tunnel. Steering flying dream.
Now you see what I can do!
I'll rule you all. Light
Swallow
astral
blade!
energy.
Rising Wyvern!
I'm just getting
Mirage!
Healing circle.
Here I
Nope.
come! Try harder!
I sure have not.
I said almost. Don't get carried away.
I don't even know what those are.
Rising Wyvern!
Lightning Thunderblade. I'm out of ammo. Watch and
You paid for that! Rising Wyvern!
Gemini
Mirage!
Ah, so that's where you're from. The good old US of K.
Now, while it's reeling!
take it down.
Mirage! Eagle Assault! The blazing fight is yours to be let free! What? It's gonna attack!
Right, watch out.
Rising Wyvern!
Gravitas field.
All good things come
No
to an end.
further! Rising Wyvern!
No, which visit.
These fists have got your name on them! I'm on anything in armor is all mine!
Take this!
Ow.
Talon Sword! Mirage!
I'll crush
Thank you.
Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Swallow dance! I'm just getting ready!
Here it comes. It's over. Annihilation. Here it flames.
Is this it?
Now we call them all Peaky Blinders. That's what they are.
Burning strike. Water. Here I go. Spread.
He's dead.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Dude, I love that show. And there's rumor that they're gonna make a movie to finish off the story, which I am here for. I would watch the shit out of that movie.
Now it's just her! Faria, can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning.
Nope. Kill her.
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more.
That makes 0 sense.
Forgive me.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Dude just ran up and punched her in the gut.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out.
Yeah.
I overheard what you said about Tarnigan.
Although,
about
to be
how he
fair, if
really
you hit him in the right place, that's
I'm
absolutely what
sorry,
happens.
I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you
No,
so
it just
sure
means
I
you
wasn't
severely
lying?
concussed them.
I like to think I know you a little
Eventually
better than
killed
that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take
You know,
Faria.
it's just
Leave her
brain
with me.
hemorrhaging.
I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it
They're
all
they're
works out.
losing memories of their beloved dog.
Thank
You know,
you.
that sort of thing. What's a little brain damage between friends?
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed.
It's not.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did
What's
much
the matter,
for her
Brid?
as well. I'm most grateful.
Huh. Shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Those bottles have been perfectly
What
fine
is
there
it,
all
Rinwell?
night. I don't know what
Do you
changed.
hear something again?
Yeah,
Losing memories of dog? Oh, yeah.
it's that voice.
You ever seen Farscape?
The will of
Brid?
Dana's astral
I think
energy.
we've had this discussion, but I forget. Alright, we've got more backstory now. About 2 episodes, gotcha. I will continue that discussion after this cutscene. Oh, look, they're reenacting Ghost, the pottery scene.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
Oh my god, we're going through her pupil. wish I understood what was happening there.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion.
Devastation!
It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
Suddenly they all seem to know what it is. It's very strange. Very convenient for the plot.
How bad they were,
Yeah, they could all see that. That's what's been happening since they got into this forbidden zone.
So,
The massive amounts of astral energy have been
Maori's
making them
memories,
see
right?
Alphen's memories for whatever
That's
reason.
right. It was as if her
Maybe he's a
innermost
clone
thoughts were
too.
speaking
He might
directly
be.
to us.
He might be one of the
To the extent that they
rejected
weren't
clones,
mine.
because they did say that only one was like their
that
success
power
story.
flowing into her. It reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
So maybe she isn't a
If it's the
clone.
same
Maybe she
energy
actually
your thorns
is
are
the
made
maiden
of,
from 300
it
years
must
ago.
be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience.
Alphen Lead. Yeah,
If so,
Alphen Lead. I got it.
Maybe that complete oblivion is
took me
exactly
a
what the
second.
Renan astral energy's will is wishing for.
It took me a second.
But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral
This
energy
one's for
too,
you,
right?
Visual.
And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved
Shame.
with this thing?
Dana's will would never
Shame.
want Oblivion.
But you can't say that
Shame.
for sure.
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Well, yeah, because it's the life stream, like Final Fantasy VII.
Shion's right. All we can do is
And
keep
somewhere in the live stream, there's a
going.
there's a
These really are
Sephiroth
Maori's
floating.
memories we're watching. There could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes. And
I
their
can't
source.
run now.
A ceremony that occurred
Can't
3
no, it's just
centuries
walking
ago.
on its own.
We
Okay,
still
it's not
don't
even
know
me.
how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way. Soon, you might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past.
Yeah,
have
I
to be
know.
ready to face anything.
That's nice.
What I'm determined to.
Yeah, I know. The only way is forward.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
Oh, I know this. This is
I
where
wanna
we
look
were
through that
at.
room
This is
over
where we
there.
were at the cutscene.
Curious what we'll
That
find.
the first
That's
cutscene
the
that
room
showed
you
his
visited
past.
in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out. This looks like some kind of research facility.
Well, this moon is a space station with a giant
The
laser.
laboratory secreted
If only
away
there
in
was a
Forbidden
name
Zone.
or something like that.
Why am I past
I
being
know. Let's
surprised at
call
this
it the
point?
Death Moon.
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
You're a really silly name. Listen. The Death Star is just trying its best, okay? You don't have to be mean to it like that.
I think I can make this work.
Not its fault that the people who built it were evil.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being
Maybe
capable of controlling
these are the
Danon
same
astral
Maiden
energy,
and Sovereign
so
from
as to
before,
convert
and
its molecular and
the
elemental
game is going to
makeup.
end when they complete the ceremony and just
Creation
wipe
of a
everything
governing
out and take
central
us all back
figure,
to a point of
taking
nothingness in the
form
void.
of a Danon.
That would be a suitable ending for this.
Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Yes.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the master cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and
Change
the
the
Lords,
window in
too.
all those years. Well, literally, like,
Why
it
would
showed
they be
him,
on
like, waking up covered in blood,
Think
so
about
it's
it.
implied that he,
The
like,
Lord's
murdered
crests
the
are
fuck
clearly
out of
a piece with
everybody.
those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renin citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renins are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Oh, yes, right
Where
here.
do
It
I
says the
start?
secret to the Sovereigns
All
I
I've
didn't
read
know.
so far
That's
is the
job
headlines.
description.
There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait,
What is it? Did you find something?
it's a list of names. With the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
Alphen.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA.
Oh, he's North
Unique
American.
Adjustment Index, Generation, NA.
Generation North
Given
America.
name, Alphen.
Dun, dun, dun!
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
We fucking knew this, though.
It's
Like,
fine,
I don't
really.
understand why he's acting so shocked.
What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique Adjustment Index, Generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Oh, okay, that makes sense now.
Volron?
He was
That
another
means-
potential sovereign. That absolutely
She's
makes
only
sense.
sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one.
Volron,
In
defender
3
of the
centuries
universe.
worth of records. You and Volron are
Five
the only two
Hoodles come
subjects on
together.
whom the experiment was a success.
To form Volron.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, There have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to
It's
that
all
one.
lies, including the part about the
Maybe
sovereign
maybe
residing
he
in Rena.
just went down there,
The crown
volunteered so that
contest
he
was
could
never about
find
deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
the white mage. I can't think of her
But
name.
even
I'm having a
supposing
senior
that's
moment.
true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Is it gonna be Capri Sun Dragon?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
You think?
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you.
Once they
You won't
collect
be
all
able to
6
read through it
astral
all,
cores,
but you're
they put them
welcome
in
to
the
take a look
Infinity
through
Gauntlet.
what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign.
I mean, to be fair, we did have to fight a bunch of creatures to
The
get in here.
significance of this
So
location.
it's
Another
not
sinner has
suggest-
joined our
Hey,
ranks.
it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
Hey!
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
Thank you so much for the follow. Follows are anonymous to protect the sinful. Hi. How are you? Welcome. Me, I'm Ide. Also, if you are interested, you can set your pronouns. And it helps me to more easily identify you. Because it's also used by. Why?
Naori,
Why did you ban them, Brid?
Don't talk.
Did I miss something? That's true. I didn't catch that, but I thought it was more like, girl, yes, like, hmm. I appreciate you erring on the side of caution. I'm going to unban just as a precaution. To see, and then we'll give him one more chance. No, it's all good. Brid, I appreciate you. That was I absolutely understand your reasoning. I'm gonna go ahead and unban. Okay. I do appreciate you, Brid.
I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes,
Also,
you'll be
hello,
home.
free boss. How are you doing?
You...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry.
Another sinner has joined our ranks.
Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
Thank you for the follow.
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain.
It's fentanyl.
Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
I got it. So the mask was
injuries are worse
totally
than I
put
thought.
on to like...
Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%?
Well,
And
clearly
worse,
it was...
long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lennigus will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
I don't think she thought that one out the best, but that's okay. She was trying her best.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lennigus.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lennigus crumbling down around her, she
Yes,
chose
I know.
to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time.
Okay, so the fact that
It
you're a
was
war
all the
hero
result of one agonizing
has
decision
absolutely...
Naori made to save your life.
Yeah, no. That has nothing to do with anything.
If it weren't for her, I wouldn't
I
be alive
appreciate,
today.
you know, I appreciate that,
Know
but
everything.
has nothing to do with you getting banned
More
on
than
the
I could
internet.
ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise.
Yeah,
If the Renan
you know,
people
I'm
she
starting to
fought
think...
so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her
Yeah,
fight.
I'm...
Naori was the one who put that mask on me. It made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything,
Yeah, that's
she wanted you to survive.
Brid made the right call.
And you did.
Good job, Brid. You did it. You were the hero. I'm sorry I doubted. We got Forbidden Zone Research Area. Yes. Ooh, we got a heavy treat. I like a heavy treat. Okay. Well, this is quite the door, isn't it?
This place.
Oh, this
We've
is the
seen
room
this
where
in
the
one of
ceremony was
Naori's
done.
Memories.
Of course.
Who's Jimmy? Nobody important.
After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony.
Welcome. How's it going?
This is where the Renaissance was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renaissance isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
I don't know if this is the best idea. Are you on my high alert list?
Naori.
What is this?
I
Is
don't
it
even
the
know what
work
that
of
means,
Dana's
but
will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash...
so this is...
I couldn't go through with it.
Episode... Day 10.
But without a maiden,
We're doing about 4 hours of stream, so we're at 40-ish hours
his
now.
Consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities
And we're getting
as
near the
maiden,
end.
I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its
Another
end.
sinner has joined our ranks.
Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead.
Sorry, I was banning the person who
That's
just
what I
followed
hoped,
because their username
but
was clearly targeting
alas,
my mod.
it was not to
All
be.
that shit.
The
I also
Renis
reported
Alma
them.
was lost. and Alphen the Sovereign was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse on to my descendants as well. Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
She can. She can just disappear. That's how this works.
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danon voice speaking through her?
If you use that website, there's a Chrome extension, a Firefox extension, and so on and so forth. It'll actually display pronouns behind the usernames of people on Twitch. Also, my chat widget displays those pronouns when it's on stream. So, yeah.
Another sinner has joined our ranks.
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy
Right?
inside
It's like,
them from
you
developing
gotta try a lot
sentience.
harder than that to really upset anybody.
By that
That's
logic,
just...
it would stand to
dumb
reason
shit.
that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Shion.
I hear Brit has a very nice new basement.
It's possible? You really
Probably really
think
awesome
so?
down there.
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Grinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori
It does
entrusted
look great
us
in the
with
blue
the fate
flooded.
of all
Yeah,
humanity.
that is a really
Now
cool look. I like the
It's
glow.
up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
So basically, the Thorns were trying to
Starting with a
prevent the
little
end of the
game called
world. Is that what
The
was
Renaissance
happening?
Alma.
Like, the Thorns are the real hero of this story.
Now
Of
we
this
just need to
story.
search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shion at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
I don't know
Then
about
they
that.
say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shion. You included. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony, and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories
is the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
Rise of the
When
Third
my
Power.
thorns are gone,
It's on my 2
I
playlist.
never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No. The truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without
It's on
my thorns.
the list.
The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself, and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead, and it's for my sake, so I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
What? We got this. Alright. We got a new emblem and new increased max AG. And we got, do we have enough points? We don't really have enough points to spend. We got enough points to spend. I'll figure that out later. Ooh, I got a sword! And armor! And a dress! Hooray! But you know what time it is. It's a good place to stop is what time it is. Let's see who's live right now. Ellie is currently doing her roguelite road trip. So be sure to say hey when we get over there. And thank you all for hanging out with me. I will be back tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Central Time with more Tales of Arise. We're real close to the end. So, yeah. Hope to see y'all then. Thank you for hanging out. Until then, y'all have a good night.